So, Klinsmann is Spurs legend?
He's more a legendary player that played for Spurs. I think he only ended up playing for us for like 2 seasons. Once in like 1994, which is when I was born. And
1994?
Yeah.
World Cup season?
Yeah.
I'm sure your dad loved it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my dad was very much a Klinsman fan.
Oh yeah?
He always used to tell me these stories. The only reason I know these stories is because my dad told me.
Okay.
And Spurs at that time, we'd had good players like Lineker, Gascoigne beforehand, but they were very much like iconic English players, right? It was like the first time Spurs had actually, well, for a long time, had hired or signed a player of his quality. You know, he played in the German national team. We weren't exactly winning anything at that point in time, but we still managed to get him. So it was a big sort of coup.
You weren't winning at that time either?
No. Well, we won. Well, we did actually. We won the cup double in '92. We won the Worthington Cup in '99. A random signing. I don't think any Spurs fans at the time. I know my dad told me no one expected to sign Klinsmann. It was like it was a big deal at the time. It would be like, I don't know now. He was in the prime of his. He was
like
still
Ronaldo.
He still had a lot of time left in his boots.
Benzema.
I don't know.
Modric.
Modric is old though, because Modric is a lot older. It would be like Everton, right? Signing Thomas Muller right now. Do you know what I mean? It'd be like, it's a big, for them, that's a big signing. He scored for Tottenham, I think, on his debut, and he did very iconic sort of diving celebration. Football's a tough man's sport. You're supposed to take a challenge, where he was kind of you might call him a pioneer in that sense. He was probably the first person to actually do it.
Really?
Yeah, well that's why the newspapers made a whole big thing about it, because people hadn't seen it before. You know?
Okay.
And then obviously to come to England and then score in his first
And then he
game.
came to England.
Yeah.
And then he scored on his debut.
And then he did the diving celebration.
At the celebration.
Yeah. Sort of like a fuck you to the yeah. As if to be like, oh, call me a cheater, keep calling me a cheater, I'm still gonna score.
Wow. I can't imagine how Spurs fans will go crazy about it.
Well, we loved it because it's like, you know, he's taking the piss out of
Yeah.
So Spurs fans from that day just sort of, he was very iconic, you know. I think we regard him a legend, much how we regard like Rafa van der Vaart a legend. He wasn't there for a long time. He didn't score as many goals as other players. One of the great players to play for Tottenham, for sure.
Before you told me that he was a Spurs, he played for Spurs, he was a legend of playing
Yeah,
for Spurs.
yeah.
I didn't know Klinsmann had played for Spurs. It's funny how former Spurs legend becoming a manager for upcoming Spurs legend.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing you can guarantee with Klinsmann is that he will have watched Sonny a lot.
A lot, right?
Yeah. As a fan, right? The hope is that he knows how best to use him and how to utilise him in the team. Like I said, it's not going to be someone who's not been watching Sonny. He definitely is. I think it's fair to say he is a Spurs fan, for sure.
He could speak in German because
sure.
used to play for Leverkusen, Hamburg.
Of course. Yeah.
He's fluent in Germany. I bet like their LinkedIn, like
I bet they would have spoken before.
even before.
Yeah, I reckon so, yeah.
How do you think it will happen in Korea?
I don't know whether he'll be a success or not. All I can say is support the manager, because there's no point in me going out negative you're going to achieve. What you've got to do is just wait and see what happens, you know? Who knows? He might be the best manager you guys have had. You don't want to look back and be one of those fans that say, oh, he's terrible, and then in 4 years' time, you have one of your best World Cups, and then you look very stupid, because I know this can happen in football. I've been a victim of that myself.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Won't say why, but I think everyone can be wrong sometimes, right? So if you actually are a real fan, the best thing you can do is just support. And I know you guys are great at supporting. Obviously the World Cup, I was with the Red Devils. You guys support so much, regardless of what the team's going through. So I would say do the same as you would for the team, do the same for Jurgen Klinsmann. Because I'm sure he wants the team to succeed, right? He's got your best interests at heart, I'm sure. Let's see what happens. Time is always the truth teller. For the meantime, just give him the support.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he wants to succeed.
Right.
Early days still. Don't judge him too soon. Just keep supporting the team like I know you guys do. That's my best advice.